Hello and welcome to another episode of The Demon's Den, your stop for horror history, stories, and more. I'm your host Hex, and in this episode we will learn about the rituals performed throughout time that apparently made people into monsters. Whether it be a werewolf, a vampire, a skinwalker, or a straight-up demon, people have always sought new ways to obtain power, and it's usually not for positive reasons. When people first found out they could turn into some kind of beast, I doubt their first thought was, I can't wait to help people. Those crazy guys, the Vikings, they used to take on an animalistic state by ingesting copious amounts of mushrooms, the magic kind. And it wasn't because they wanted to party. They wanted to tear their enemies apart. To be totally honest though, I've always wanted to become a werewolf. But not to, obliterate people. It's so that I can run super fast and, do parkour in the forest. That's only if I become, one of those Van Helsing werewolves, though. Oh, it would super suck to just be a big wolf like those crappy Twilight ones. Like, who just wants to be a giant wolf and then become a werewolf? That's the crappiest design ever. Anyway, let's get into it. Now, ever since we witnessed our first werewolf movie, we've wondered, how does one become a werewolf? Hollywood, TV shows, animes, video games, books, they all depict the transfer of the curse of the werewolf through biting or scratching while the animal is in its beast form. The contamination of the blood is what gives you the wolf attributes. Pretty basic stuff. There are, however, a lot of ways to do it. And here's a few that I know about. The first being through black magic and witchcraft. This goes hand in hand with selling your soul to the devil. Now, it's never smart to mess around with this kind of stuff, and it's probably the stupidest thing you could ever do. It's said that those who make a deal with the devil to gain power live a chaotic and cursed life, and this chaotic and cursed energy corrupts your mind and body, transforming you into an ungodly beast. Now, you're not actually going to gain the physical attributes of a wolf. It's going to mess with your mind, a lot. You will not be the same afterwards. The transformation is honestly going on in your head. You will not gain the physical attributes, but you will, in fact, go insane. That I can say for sure. This one is more of a mythological way, and that's drinking water from a wolf's paw print during a full moon. Now, this way came about through the belief of wandering elementals that only came out during a full moon. An elemental is a nature spirit. That's why it's called an elemental. Like water, fire, those are elements. So these spirits would then possess those who are most in sync with nature. They would almost act like it was a gift. Like, I am going to give you the power to become in sync with that of which you already love and care for so much, so that you can continue to love and care for it in a more, clean manner. But it was also performed as a punishment to people who would defile nature, to people who would not give nature the respect it deserves. But instead of becoming a werewolf, the elementals would transform you into a slug, or just something that people could get stepped on that people really don't give a crap about. That's what the elementals would do. But like I said, it's more of a folklore type deal with that. Another folklore type deal is it involves besting trolls or making deals with them. So if you can find a troll, it has magic, make a deal with it, best it in a contest, and you can become a werewolf that way. Another way is being born on certain days. It's, I guess it's more of a horoscope thing, but again, that's a mindscape thing. And the last way I know about is, it's making extra special friends with a werewolf. The old boom boom nasty. Yeah, it's a furry's ultimate fantasy, honestly. And that's also a folklore type way to do it. But yeah, don't ask me how I know that, but I certainly know it. Men usually want to be stronger, more attractive, rich, appealing, they want to smell good. And the supernatural transformation for that is known as the curse of the vampire. Just as with the curse of the werewolf, the vampiric curse can be transferred via blood contamination. Just like the werewolf, there are more ways to become a vampire than just getting bitten. And here's a few ways I know about. Firstly is through witchcraft, black magic, selling your soul. As with any transformation, its origins are steeped in demonic lore. While you may have the illusion of power, you end up losing all sense of yourself. I mean, seriously, ask yourself, since when have you heard of anybody having a positive reaction with black magic? It's not even a part of everyone's everyday life. Like, oh, well, honey, I had a great day. I took the dog for a walk, I got some stuff for sale at the grocery store, I stopped by Allison's, did a little ritual, drank a little blood, nothing too heavy. And now, we're just making dinner. Yeah. It's not like that. And if you know anybody like that, please drop them in the comments, because I would love to have a conversation with them. The other way is through enchanted talismans. Now, tales have been told as far back as 300 AD of powerful artifacts that grant the wearer never before seen speed, strength, agility, and, well, sensual prowess. These talismans aren't like the one in Jackie Chan's Adventures, though. They come with a hefty price. While the pros are amazing, the cons are a loss of all senses, a foul odor that follows you, extreme anxiety and paranoia, and eventually death. The red talisman has actually become a staple in all vampire costumes. Go anywhere, go Party City, go to Walgreens, CVS, go to Spirit. These Halloween stores usually call them vampire chokers or a Dracula pendant, maybe even a vampire necklace. But it's pretty neat that the pendant has become a staple in every vampire costume. It kind of strengthens the lore, Another way is through a spiritual awakening. Now, we all go through a few breakthroughs in our lives. I mean, hell, I went through a few. But it has been told that through intense meditation and focus on the darker side of the mind, one can make themselves believe that they are in fact a vampire. Now, I always found this hilarious, because it reminds me of the South Park episode where Butters goes to Hot Topic and he buys all the emo clothes to become a vampire. There's no way the whole vamp kit phase wasn't based on this belief. There's no chance. The other ways, I guess more obscure ways I know about, are stealing the ropes used to lower a casket into the ground and using the energy from the ropes to infuse into your own spiritual energy. And that's one weird way to do it. And, just like the werewolf, having a naughty time with a vampire while being pure-blooded. So yeah, you're gonna have to score with a vampire while being a virgin. Yeah, that doesn't sound like hentai at all, does it? So some people are so deeply demented and evil that the title demon is given to them. But that's not the demon I'm talking about right now. In this day and age, a demon is anything supernatural that doesn't exist to serve the Christian God. So fairies, jinns, ghosts, cryptids, yeah, those would be considered demons. Some, though, take it a step further and take the supernatural route to becoming a demon. Now, I didn't even know people wanted to become demons. I mean, this isn't Yu Yu Hakusho. You don't win the tournament and then become a demon. But I did some research, and the only way to actually become a demon is to make a deal with the demon or the devil. Now, like the werewolf, no idea why anybody would want to do this, because nothing physical happens. Nothing's going to happen in the physical realm. It's all psychological. I 100% doubt the King of Lies is going to transform you into an actual demon. And there's no way I'm just gonna, do an experiment to find out. Now, just like saying Macbeth in front of actors is forbidden, so is making any mention of a skinwalker out loud in Navajo culture. Legend goes that even mentioning the topic brings about horrendous luck and even invokes a visit from a skinwalker. A skinwalker is a Navajo witch that manipulates magic in their own twisted ceremonies to take the form of a predatory animal. They use the skins of these animals to drape over themselves during their ritual to fully transform. Though TikTok may have you believing that a skinwalker is a deer with a parasite, a skinwalker hasn't officially been captured on film. The only way to truly become a skinwalker is to somehow coerce a Navajo witch to perform this ritual on you, or perform it yourself. But that would be some hardcore cultural appropriation. So you'd be becoming two kinds of monsters with that ceremony. Thank you for joining us for another episode of The Demon's Den. Join us next time where we'll be talking about haunted and cursed weaponry throughout time. Until next time, stay safe, lock your doors, and remember, if your dog is suddenly standing on its hind legs and speaking something that kinda sounds like English, it may be time to take them to the vet.